I wasn't expecting it, but 2020 was my biggest and best year in my 14-year-old spiritual business. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Of course, I am wearing a tiara. This is a special night. It's a big night. We are saying goodbye to 2021 and ushering in 2022. And I love a tiara, I have to tell you. I want to take you back to 2020 and really to 2019, sitting there, the eve, 2019, New Year's Eve, looking out into 2020 and everything that I had planned and everything that I had thought about and everything I was visioning and dreaming. Now, I know better than to tell the universe the hows. I teach you all and I live by it. Leave the hows to the universe. So I had told the universe the essence of what I wanted for 2020. I told the universe how I want to feel, how I want to be living. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. And I'm going to tell you this, when I was sitting there at the end of 2019, I no longer loved where I was living. I no longer loved my environment. I was feeling Spirit calling me to a big move. I didn't tell Spirit how this all had to unfold. So now imagine it's January and February and then March of 2020 and we have no clue what's coming. I was traveling, I had trips planned. I usually travel 1/3 of the year with my business. Now, not all of you have to build that into your business. That's what I love. So I've built it into my business and my business supports and sustains that for me. Then here comes March. It's spring break. We come back to Dallas to visit our kids and to hang out. And my daughter, my younger daughter, gets engaged. And we decide we are moving back to Dallas and it's happening fast. Now, jump forward just 1 week after spring break and everything is shutting down all over the world. This could have been the worst time for all these plans we had, but I trusted it was already set in motion. For instance, well, now I have to put my house on the market, and we had been looking at houses and we had been going through model homes. So I'm going to show you how Spirit takes everything. Spirit already knows what's happening on the landscape, and Spirit matches it to what you expect and what you desire, to what you want and need. So I didn't get into any stories about, oh my gosh, well, forget it now. What in the world is happening? Guess we can't move now. Guess we can't do anything now. What's going on? I mean, I was in shock as much as the rest of the people, the majority of people, but I kept trusting Spirit. So on one hand, I had to put a home on the market when we kept hearing that people knew our house was coming on the market and we were going to have a line out the door day one to see it because we lived in the Texas Hill Country on a lake. Come that day, not one person wanted to come inside our house. And I didn't want anybody coming in my house and touching the doorknobs and opening the cabinets. We were all scared. We didn't know what to expect. On the other end, no one was going into these model homes, and they made me a very, 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 very good deal on a brand new home in the neighborhood I wanted to live in if we bought it quickly. And we did. We said yes, and then our house sold quickly as well. So just realizing Spirit's working in your favor in all of it. Some of it's going to look like what a chaotic mess, what drama, what distraction, but with you stay with the plot, you stay with your desires, you stay with the program. Spirit has it all worked out. Fast forward, we moved in the middle of COVID. We didn't know what we would do for movers. We didn't know what people were doing. We got a great deal on our home. We sold our other home. We moved here, and it all fell into place. And once we got here, I found out all the reasons that Spirit was telling me I needed to be here and be home now. And here I am. And then because my vibration amped up so much, suddenly I was so much happier living here, being in this home, being near my kids. My brand new first grandbaby was born and I was here. Now, because of COVID, I didn't get to do the whole grandmother sitting in the waiting room, but I was here. And I was here to help. And I was here when things came up. And we had to put the wedding off. But you know what? We're having a wedding in March 2022. And it is turning out to be fabulous. Hello. Thank you all so much for the love, for the hearts. Now I want to tell you. So all of this unfolding, I told you I'm going to tell you why 2020 was primed and actually became my biggest and best year ever in my 14 years of my business. But first, I'm going to take you back when I first started my business as a local healing center. I let go of my license as a therapist. I was very spirit-led. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what it would all look like. I just knew I had to do it. And I got this little blue house and I named it Hope House. And it fell in my lap and the people came. Now, I didn't make good business decisions, which brings me to my business now that helps all of you, because I created a very expensive hobby and I created financial disaster for my family. And 18 months later, I had to turn the keys into Hope House and walk away. But I knew Spirit was always working in my favor. I had to learn some really big lessons really fast, including during that 18 months. On one hand, it was absolute magic, working with energy medicine, growing and evolving as this healer and this psychic and this medium that I hadn't really fully realized I was, building spiritual community and yet not creating a profitable and sustainable business. So then I decided to get serious about it. Now, a lot of people would have said, you need to go back and get a job. You need to do something else. This isn't a good time. A lot of things were going on. One, my husband got laid off right after I signed the lease on my little blue house, because my story was I could do it as long as he was carrying the insurance and a steady paycheck. And Spirit needed me to know for the long haul that that absolutely was not the story and was not true. So guess what? He was laid off for 1.5 years. People could have said, you're being irresponsible, go get a job, what are you doing? But I trusted. Then, by the time I was leaving the little blue house, Hope House, hi, it's great to see you. By the time I was leaving Hope House, the little blue house, Spirit put an opportunity in front of me and I said yes, and I kept going. I had made a decision and I was committed no matter what. Other people were saying, are you kidding me? Because now it's 2008. Guess what was happening? A big, giant recession. So much so, in fact, that a few others and I rented this great space on our historic downtown square, and we ended up on the Dallas news. They came out to interview us because so many people were shutting down their businesses, and here we were in this woo-woo kind of work. What were we doing? And we were opening a business. But because of that, we got almost 2 years of crazy rent. And we did a lot. That business grew to be full-time, profitable, and sustainable. And yet I learned again, I was going to be a struggling practitioner. As I've been talking to you this week during my 12 days of spiritual coaching, I needed something better and bigger then these one-off sessions, selling my minutes for dollars because I built a full-time practice, which I thought was my dream, on the historic downtown square. And then I realized, wow, this is not a good business model. I started praying and I started asking and I said, show me, because I'm not giving this up. I have not had a job since 2006. I was not willing to give this up. And Spirit started calling me into the coaching world. I felt led to go to this event where a woman stood on the stage in a room of 400 people like me and said, you have a big vision, a big mission, and you can have a big life. And then she was teaching us how, and it opened the door, because before that, people were saying nobody will pay enough for what you do. Broke healers were stereotypical. And I set out to change that. And I studied with the big coaches. I immersed in the coaching world. I got my book published. I got speaking on stages. And I learned how to work within the coaching model. But I brought that model back into the intuitive and healing world and merged and married the two. And that is how my business was born. And now Spiritual Coach School has been born. Something I've been working with my private clients in private coaching containers and working with masterminds, small group masterminds, and I still do private coaching. It's just in the past few years, I've been so maxed out, and I need to get this formula and this model in more people's hands, because it is hands down the number one thing that my clients turn around and make money and can have a profitable and sustainable business. And even better, they get to create a vision of the life they want to live, and then create a business that supports and sustains that. That's what I've done, and I do it every single year. What do I want my life to look like? That is why what I teach you all when you're my clients and students is why 2020 was a record-breaking year for me. My granddaughter was born. I lived near her because I was able to move. I moved back home to a place I love. My vibration went through the roof. I was every day, despite what was going on, the uncertainty, the craziness, the fear, and all of that. I was paying attention to it, but I was saying, I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe I get to live here. I can't believe I get to be here. This place feeds me. Everything about it. And my vibration rose. And everyone had to make their own personal decisions in 2020. I don't fault anyone. We all have our own journey, which is another important key of what I teach you all when I am coaching and teaching and training you, is that you create a business that supports you and the life you want to be living at any time. There are times I ran full force forward, and there are times I pulled back depending on what was going on in my life, what was going on in my world, what was going on in my body, in my mind, in my emotions, with my family, over and over and over again. In 2020, in the energetic state I was in, and as I was watching the world, I know not to get pulled into the mass consciousness and the fear. I don't go into magical thinking, and I don't stick my head in the sand, none of that. I said, from the position I'm in right now, I am going to run to the front lines, and I am going to sell to everybody whatever they want and need that I have. I changed my packages. I became more fluid and flexible. I let people step in where they could, and I opened. Now, I didn't say I changed my prices and had a fire sale. None of that. I actually held really strong in my prices, but I started seeing which ways people needed and wanted to be served. And guess what? Even though things were crazy, a lot of people in the work that I do and the work that you do or you're wanting to do, that's when they need us the most. They were home, they were isolated, they were scared, they were bored, they actually had money sitting around a little bit more often because they weren't spending it on all the things they usually do, or they were willing to dig deep and figure out how to finally make their dreams come true. People said, I got to get my book written. I got to get about my holy, sacred work. I had over a dozen brand new clients show up in my world very fast, and boom, 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 I was super full. And it was working well, and I created a community, and they all met each other, and they all got to know each other, because I am a community builder and a community connector, and it's important to me. And so this is a good piece, the empowering and supportive community that I have built into everything I do, that I've now built into Spiritual Coach School. These become your friends, your colleagues, collaborators, potential clients, mentors, teachers, travel buddies. I have been in masterminds and group programs, and I have always benefited from this, and it's a big part of what I create for you as well. I ran to the front lines. I served them. There were days I just put my head down, and I knew I was taking more and more and more private clients than I normally carry. And I never took too many that they didn't get the priority service. And then I had a couple of masterminds going. And then 11 of my trips were canceled, which freed up a lot of time for me. So I just got in there. And you know why I could do it? Because I already had the structure, the foundation, the support, and I knew how to sell the magical container. I knew how to sell the magic container, which is what I teach you all to sell in the spiritual coach model. You bring all your gifts, all your skills, and all your abilities to the table. All your energy and the access to you. And you create a magic container that is you, your client, and spirit. And magic happens in the container as all of that energy comes into your energy. It works outside of and beyond what you can think up in your head. I knew how to do it, so all I had to do was keep responding and making the offers and welcoming the people into my world. That over a dozen of them, they stayed with me for 1.5 years. They repeated because, again, I know how to build the containers. I know how to promote and package and price them. I know how to serve the people. Hi, it's great to see you. Thank you. Happy New Year's Eve. This is what I teach you as a private client and now in the Spiritual Coach School. I'm going to take just a minute and tell you, go to bethecontribution.com. Put your finger on the button, or really your click on the button, touch the button, and you will be able to send a note that lets me know you want to talk to me by email, direct messenger, or we can get on the phone and have a chat really quick here. We are getting ready to start in Spiritual Coach School. If you have any questions, you can comment below now. You can reach out, and I've also put a very comprehensive letter together for you, so you may not even need to talk with me, but you can take action now. Get in on these bonuses and get in on Spiritual Coach School, because it's an amazing journey that's going to teach you all of this. 2020, when I got to the end of it, I could not believe it. And then I was sitting there just like I am tonight. I'm visioning today and tonight, looking at 2022. I've got a lot planned for 2022. What I don't have to do is reinvent the wheel, figure it all out, and I didn't have to when I had to make a lot of course corrections last year in 2020. I moved into 2021 riding that wave, and I just kept doing it. And then I read the trends and I read the waves, and eventually that group of people, moved into their bigger work and moved into the changes the healing and transformation had created for them. And some of them are still around, and some come back now and again, and others have come in, and now there's a whole new wave coming through. I could not serve any more people in 2020, not a one more. And in 2021, super full, and I knew it was time to build and open the doors to Spiritual Coach School, which is everything I've done over the past decade to build the multi-six-figure business that I have now, and to support all of you spirit workers in doing the same for you at whatever level, big and small. My clients have a wide variety of what they want their business and their life to look like. I have clients, I mostly get clients in their 40s all the way to their 70s. I have clients in their 60s and 70s that want to do their sacred work in the world and get paid well for it and take care of themselves and travel and have a good life, and they can scale it up or down as they want. Spiritual Coach School has all the intuitive, the energy management, the mindset, the money, the vibration, the frequency, the solid business building, and teaching you how to become a spiritual coach, training you in that. And you have opportunities to practice and master your craft, to become who you are, to be, do, and have what you want. The personal and spiritual growth and development, and the solid business building and business growing. Thank you for the love and the hearts. Right back to you all. I'm so excited about this and serving you all in the coming year. Some of you are looking at private coaching. Great. I'd love to talk to you. I take a handful of people at a time. Also, right now, I had opened 5 spaces for anyone who wants to go through Spiritual Coach School and do 6 months of private coaching with me at the same time. So you have options, but I want you to check out Spiritual Coach School and talk with me. I want to talk to you. I want you to get your 2022, how you want to be living and how you want to be serving. BeTheContribution.com. I have big up-leveled plans for 2022. And wherever you are, having these abilities that I can teach you and train you in and coach you through intuitively, energetically, and strategically will help you be primed for your own sacred success in 2022. Remember that magic container I'm telling you I teach you how to build? I create the same thing when I'm working for you all. I'm doing energy work. I'm working with you intuitively. I'm working in the Akashic Records with human design, with the gene keys. Those are just some of my big go-tos with Ho'oponopono. We Ho'oponopono everything. I've been training for years now and an advanced student with Joe Vitale, with Dr. Joe in Advanced Ho'oponopono. It's one of my go-tos. I bring all of these to the table, plus my multi-dimensional energy healing in the field, all of it. And I'm showing you whatever gifts you're trying to sell right now, bring into the marketplace, or you're doing them for free and giving it all away from free. This model works. It works well. It works for you. BeTheContribution.com. You can be totally prepared to run to the front lines and serve and sell to the people that are already waiting for you. You have soul contracts with people to come into contact with in this lifetime. I'm telling you, I have not been without a coach since 2009, and I can always see where those coaches came in my life at a certain time and had the medicine I needed at that time. Some of them I loved more than others. Some of them I liked more than others. Some of them I valued more than others when it was all said and done. But without a doubt, I can see it. And here I am, and here is Spiritual Coach School, and they're both here for you as an opportunity to what you've been asking for right now. And all you have to do is say yes and step in and change your life, change your business, change 2022, and change your next decade. The things I have learned that I teach my clients and students will last them forever. I have a few clients, I'm not kidding y'all, that right now they're interested in serving one high-level client at a time. My model works for that. Others want to serve a lot more, and they want to do it one-to-one and in some masterminds and in some groups and courses. My model works for that. I do all of it. Spiritual coaching is such my passion that I have reframed and restructured my business and my life going into 2022 to focus on that, to build out this school so that I can reach hundreds. I started getting the spiritual knowing and the spiritual whispers and then the nudging about 2 or 3 years ago that I was to create an institute and bring this decade-plus body of work, because nobody else is teaching all the things I am in one place all together. And you need all of them. And I'm seeing people getting pieces, and all the people are not talking to each other. And I have it all here. I was called and then I was equipped. I teach you all. Spirit does not call the equipped. Spirit equips the called once you answer the call and not a moment before. All my needs are met as long as I am aligned and stepping out and being who I am and doing my work, and it just grows exponentially, and I'm blessed in every area. And the reason my blessings come faster and faster is because they're all double, triple blessings and beyond. Because my blessings are creating blessings for others. Blessings in the people that I pay to support me, and then they can support themselves or their families. Blessings, the clients I serve, who then go out and serve hundreds and thousands, and then those blessings go on and on and on. Yeah, it almost took my breath away just then. Just thinking about it and seeing it. This is what I want for you. This is what I have for you. And if you're really feeling it, I'm here for you. Let's talk and let's bring you in as a client into Spiritual Coach School and help you with this. Yes, Spirit equips the called. It is. It's so true. So when people sit there and they let themselves be stuck in for too long, who am I? Who am I? Well, I couldn't. And then your brain wants to save you. Your ego tricks want to save you. Well, who are you? And who would want that? And I don't know how. Well, you don't have to know how. And the how won't show up until you say yes, because the universe responds to true need. I teach you lots of manifesting. One big one is the day that I learned the difference between financial freedom as how much money you have in the bank in however many buckets, or in a safe in your home, or invested in things, how much money you have at any one time. And true financial freedom is knowing how to make all the money you want and need when you want and need it. And that is what I learned. And that has served me immensely. My business supports and sustains me in every way so that I can have the spiritual journey of my dreams. And money doesn't make those decisions. And then the double blessing, I'm having the spiritual journey of my dreams, And at the same time, my spiritual journey is turning around and helping others because I'm sharing it as a spiritual coach, as a spiritual teacher, as a spiritual healer, and as a spiritual leader. And I teach you to be all of that and all that you are and so much more, so that you are serving from your highest and best for the highest and best of your clients. BeTheContribution.com. Don't let this year slip by. Happy New Year's Eve. And I will be back. We still have 6 days of 12 days of spiritual coaching. If you have some time on your hands this weekend, this holiday, put hashtag 12 days of spiritual coaching up on the left-hand side in the search bar, and it will take you to all the other videos, or come to my Facebook page, my personal page, Michelle B. Barr, facebook.com/Michelle B. Barr, and they're all there for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited for Spiritual Coach School and to serve you in 2022. Thank you. Happy New Year. Have a great night and a great new year and a great day tomorrow.